Jets at Patriots Monday Night Football. Actually, you're going to have a chance to win $100 in this video, and we're giving a $10 coupon away. So stay tuned. Marco, who do you like and why?
Sure you don't want to give that coupon away because we've been forgetting?
Who do you like and why?
All right. I'm going to go with the Jets here. And this is one of the games that you're going to hear the battle cry. If I hear this one time this week, I'll hear it 1,000. What's the chances of Tom Brady losing twice in the same year to the same team? And I just think that's going to be the mantra of people's handicap, and people just really don't believe in this Jet team. And you know me on these videos, I just haven't bought into New England.
So you just think you don't like New England, or you think New England's overrated, and Vegas actually likes New England. They have them second, and they have the Jets 8th in the Vegas rankings. So you don't like New England. You think the Jets are getting are actually underrated here?
They are, and I'll tell you why. Okay, you say Vegas likes New England. Okay, answer me this. These two teams are tied for the best record in the AFC, correct?
Yeah, Denver was 6-0 last year.
Okay, but we're deep into the season. Okay, here we
are.
are.
Tied for the best record is one game. I mean, the Jets quite literally could have lost 4 other games this year.
Okay. But my point is, if these two teams are tied for the best record, you have to say both teams have done what we've expected. They've done nothing wrong to be where they're at. These teams played already this year at the Jets. New England was a 3-point favorite there. Okay, now what happened if they were a 3-point favorite there and you just do the normal
flip? Which means it'd be 9.
Would be 9. So tell me what happened to two teams that have the best record in the NFL to constitute penalizing this.
Yeah, well, Holmes has really stepped up for Jets, and was Revis in that first game with New England? So, yeah, but you're right.
I think that was the first game Revis came back.
You're right, because then he hurt himself, was out the second half. But coming into the game, because that's Moss made that one-handed catch that everyone remembers. All right, so, now the question is New England a lesser team without Moss? The fact that Vegas thinks they're second, no. I just think, you make a good point. You would think the Jets came into the season as one of the Super Bowl favorites, and then they've overperformed, though they've had close games. Yeah, that's interesting. So
now, normal people would say, with me saying that, I should be all over New England because there's value on New England, but I don't go that way. I go that this is a trap.
You're saying they're making it too easy to bet New England?
Absolutely. You didn't expect that one, did you?
Well, to me, it's the thing that's the most flabbergasting about all this conversation is the fact that New England was 3 on the road at the Jets. So, I mean, you can't think New England is less highly regarded now. So that must mean the Jets have gone up strongly in people's minds.
But you said it at the start. The Jets were the preseason darling for the AFC.
Yeah, not the favorite, but certainly in the mix.
Right, but I don't think they've gone that far. I mean, New England definitely, I think, has overachieved what people thought they were going to be coming in. New England wasn't the favorite to win the Super Bowl.
No, not even close, especially after they traded Moss. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that... But really, I think you're right that the line has been massively adjusted. It makes me like New England. But let's dig in, because this is something we talk about sometimes, but I don't think I fully understand it. So I'm sure that some of the viewers don't, and listeners. I totally get the point. If Vegas is trying to tempt you to do something, you want to do the opposite. I get that. But let's really examine that in this case. Don't you think, because it's a New York team and it's a very public game, you don't think the 3.5 is enough to attract Jets action? I mean, what would you guess at sportsbookspy.com? As you know, you can get the bet percents on the game. What do you think the split of this is going to be come game time?
Well, I didn't look.
Because under your theory, you think it's going to be 70% New England.
Right. I think there's going to be New England action. I don't know what it is. I haven't looked at that. I look at that later in the week. I don't look at it.
No, I think until game day, the data's not, on game day the data gets good. But my question is, would you make if I said I'm willing to bet you that New England will not get 70% or more of the action, which 70 is that line of, hey, there's a preponderance of action. Would you be confident New England's getting 70% or more?
70 is a big number because, like you said, of the market share of
Yeah.
being a New York team. But I definitely will say that they will be over 63%.
63. Okay, so the question is, if it is 63-37, do you see how quick I did it?
You're
If it is
sharp.
63-37, then couldn't then the bookies aren't really getting the effect. Some of these NFL games are 80-20. So, I mean, I guess the question is, I think if the line was 3, I think of these teams as even. I don't think of them as even teams. I think New England's better. I think the public thinks of these as even teams. The fact you're getting 3.5 means I think you might be getting Jets action.
I will be shocked if you're getting Jets action, but a couple
All right,
points.
so let's make a bet. We don't have to do a 500. I'll take your 63.
Okay.
And I'm going to bet you that New England will have 63 is a push, 64 you win and above, 62 and below I win. I will bet, 300? We'll bet 300. I think it goes up. I think you might even be more than 50% Jets.
Wow. I'll take that
We'll
bet.
take the bet?
I'll take that bet all day and all day tomorrow.
All right, give me a few more facts on this.
Well, one thing that I will give in favor of New England in this game, both teams played on Thursday, okay, so maximum prep time. I think for a one-game prep, Belichick does have an advantage over Rex Ryan. I just think he's a better coach.
What would you, we always talk about true lines and fair lines. True line is if God made the line and was trying to say 50% is going to fall one way, 50% is going to be the other. The fair line is what is going to split the action, what the public thinks. So the difference is the public's misperception. What's the true line in this game?
I think the true line should have been around 4.5 in this game. I think New England, based on the first game and a little bit of adjustment from public perception, I think I wouldn't have thought anything if this game come out at 4.5.
Okay, then doesn't that go contrary to your point, which is you're saying that you think that the line is less than it's supposed to be, which means that they've adjusted because they think they're getting more Jets action. And they think that there's a misperception that the Jets are better than they seem or better than they are. And that misperception is something Vegas is going to take advantage of by making the line 3.5 and inducing people to take 3.5 on the Jets instead of 4.5 that they really deserve.
This is one of those ones where how we read public perception, and to me, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, New England Patriots, when it opened at 3, remember this line opened at 3, the opening number. To me, when I see 3, and I know it's not just pick the winner, but I view it kind of like that because most games, very few games will fall under 3. I mean, you don't see too many 21-20 games. The 3 is where,
Understood. 3 is a key number.
it's a key number. To me, you're saying I can take Tom Brady and just have to win at home. That's just too comfortable.
Or you could say the Jets are one of the best teams in football, and I'm getting now over a field goal.
They're one of the best up-and-coming teams, and until they actually get to the Super Bowl with this group of young players, they haven't done that yet. And that's where I think...
Wait a minute. Vegas says San Diego would be favored over any team on a neutral right now. ESPN, because they have San Diego number 1.
Right.
ESPN has Atlanta number 1. Neither of those teams have won or even made the Super Bowl recently. So the idea that you can't be an even team until you make the Super Bowl, but
the difference in those teams, Atlanta, I would classify the same as the Jets. They're an up-and-coming team that hasn't proven anything yet. San Diego's done everything but win the Super Bowl. They're
They
a
haven't even made
perennial
the Super Bowl.
but they're a perennial.
They haven't even been in a game in the fourth quarter in the championship game. They're a couple steps from the Super Bowl.
But they're a perennial playoff team. The Jets just, came back to the party last year.
Do me a favor. So you do an NFL podcast.
Yes, I do.
And it's Friday, and it's Dan. You guys got all the
Dan,
podcast
Mike, and Gil.
guys,
Mm-hmm.
and you talk NFL, and it's like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I want you, because we don't have the time today, I want you to, you can go to pregamepodcast.com, and get all the podcasts, get the Friday NFL special. I want you to explain, because I'm going to listen in, I want you to explain to me how this is Vegas tempting New England action. Because I don't agree with as many traps as you do, but you win, so I kind of just say, hey, Marco got something figured out, I don't. But I think sometimes you don't, like anyone else, you don't read it right. I just don't understand how this is crying for New England action at 3.5.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to give you another podcast to listen to. Mike and Gil do it on Tuesdays, and I don't listen to it till later in the week because I don't want it to affect my handicap.
So it's a guess the line. What did they guess in this?
I don't know because I haven't listened to it.
That's
what I'm
interesting.
saying.
It's another one to listen to.
Right.
All right, give us your projection.
I've got the Jets pulling the upset here, 27-24. It will be a hard-fought game, but I think the Jets are going to get it done. Sanchez, I got to be honest with you. You say Flacco, you might have underestimated him. I'll say it. I underestimated Sanchez. He's
so
better
everyone's
than,
saying, except for these late drives, he's playing poorly.
but
when
the game's been on the line,
Yeah.
that's when.
Well, when you're getting 3.5, you're right. That's good. Now, would you say wait on this one, or do you think there's a 4 out there? It's not.
There's a possibility that there's a 4 out there.
Well, especially if it goes over 63%, like you think.
Especially. So.
All right. So let's do some business here. Here's the way you win $100: is in the comment section of YouTube. You predict the score of this game. Jets this many points, New England this many. If you get the score correct, and again, it's free to enter, so it's a free roll, you win 100 pregame dollars to spend just like cash on anything at pregame.com. So we got that taken care of. Marco, quickly give us the coupon for this week.
The coupon this week, since it's championship weekend in college, CHAMP10. That's the word CHAMP, the number 10. You get $10 off.
So all one word, no spaces.
All one word, and the number 10. You get $10 off, and you just add that in the shopping cart in the coupon code.
So in the shopping cart, you got the coupon code, put it in, hit apply, you get $10 off.
$10 off.
All right, that's it for this week. It's your turn to continue the conversation. Not only can you predict the score, but you can talk about the points in this video. And we're going to be back next week with a whole new slate of games. Talk to you then.